In early March, Mike was admitted to the hospital with a fever, placed in isolation. He would test positive for COVID-19.
I could see him through the little window, and he would come to the window, but we couldn't be together.
The inseparable couple now separated by a pane of glass.
He would come to that window, and I'd be in the hallway at the window, so at least we could talk.
Hours later, an unexpected phone call from the hospital.
I'm just calling to let you know that we've taken your husband into ICU. He's been intubated. He's in a medically induced coma. He's in septic shock. He has double pneumonia, and we really need to pray for him. And my mind was just spinning because I couldn't even wrap my head around. I was just talking to him a few hours ago.
24 days later, Mike passed away alone.
It's horrible because when your loved one is in the hospital or sick, you expect to be there holding their hand, talking to them.
Mike is not alone. Dozens of first responders with 9/11 related illnesses have died from coronavirus or COVID-19 complications.
It is no shock, no surprise that the 9/11 community has been so impacted by COVID.
Lee London's firm represents more than 20,000 people diagnosed with 9/11 illnesses. He says more than 100 of those clients have died during the pandemic.
COVID has impacted everybody on a large scale, but those most vulnerable are those with pre-existing respiratory conditions, since over 60% of the 9/11 community suffers from respiratory conditions.
Even now, it still doesn't feel real. It's still not being able to see him.
Back to Victoria. She wants the world to know Mike is not just a number.
People need to know that his life was dedicated to serving others.
Victoria is planning a celebration of Mike's life next April on the anniversary of his death and starting a scholarship in her husband's name to keep his legacy alive.
He's just planted seeds in people all over the place, and they're going to grow. So I think most people are better having known Mike.
In Queens, Mark Santia, News 4 New York.